All right, so this Dr. Disrespect controversy that's going on right now, to me, is something that's really crazy. And I kind of want to go through where this all started, what happened, how we ended up here, and possibly what's happening in this situation. Now, to set this up, I am not a lawyer. I am not making any legal statements. This is just speculation from somebody who is watching from the sidelines. I don't have any information about any of this stuff, and I don't even watch Dr. Disrespect. I honestly just followed him tonight because of the controversy. But let's go ahead and jump into it, and as I said, we're going to explore kind of an overarching view of all of this, and then what I think it is that might actually be happening. So, sorry, flashbang warning. Oops. Flashbang like Dr. Disrespect would throw. No warning. Okay, so why was Dr. Disrespect banned on Twitch? Everything you need to know. We've got this article here from Dextero, and it's a recent article. We're going to skip over some of this stuff right here and go right to Dr. Disrespect banned from Twitch. Dr. Disrespect's account suspension took place on June 26, 2020, and it was reported to be a permanent ban at the time. Soon after, Twitch sent the following statement to Dextero. As is our process, we take appropriate action when we have evidence that a streamer has acted in violation of our community guidelines or terms of service. These apply to all streamers regardless of status or prominence in the community. Outside of Twitch stating that Beam had acted in violation of community guidelines, no explanation was given as to what he had done. This came just after the streamer signed a multi-year contract with the Amazon-owned company in March 2020 to keep him on the site for the foreseeable future. And this is something that, this is one of the first things to me that whenever I look at it, you go, okay, something happened. But we don't know what that is. Dr. Disrespect breaks his silence on Twitch ban. On the evening of June 27th, 2020, a day after his suspension from Twitch, the streamer finally broke his silence with a statement on Twitter. Champions Club, Twitch has not notified me on the specific reason behind their decision. Firm handshakes to all for the support during this difficult time. And then the community reacted, and, you know, one of his friends, Tim the Tatman, he's talking to Twitch to figure out what happened. Here, and we'll play the bit of the clip here real quick.
Yeah, I don't know, chat. When I was talking to Doc, he just said, all he said was he was talking to Twitch to figure out what happened. That's it.
Damn, what the fuck?
That was all he said to me was like, when I messaged him, I was like, what's going on? He goes, I don't know. I'm talking to...
So that's what we got from Tim, and reporter Slasher, who is also somewhat involved in some of this on a different kind of scale. We're not really going to cover that in this video. Later updated everyone on what he knew as well. Look, for several hours now, I've been told from credible sources that the reason Dr. Disrespect has been banned, he wrote, however, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I have refrained from going on it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently. His reluctance to share the decision, and Doc himself claiming he had been given no reason, led to Slasher's post coming under the scrutiny at the time. Twitch refunds subscriptions. His wife spoke out. The outpouring of love and support, strength, and kindness from the arena has truly been overwhelming. You've all made my heart full, and I cannot thank you enough. No one better out there than the CC. You guys are amazing. Much love to you all. So, again, this is the original ban from 2020. This is kind of what the entire thing is centered around. So let's go here. Last year, June 9th, 2023, Dr. Disrespect uninstalls Call of Duty, wants apology for Nick Merckx. This is from Game Rant. I had pulled up a Dextro article on it, but unfortunately the video there could not be played. And the video I'm talking about is when Dr. Disrespect uninstalled Modern Warfare 2 after, let's see, Activision recently released operator bundles based on Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx, two of the most popular Call of Duty streamers and content creators in the world. However, Nick Merckx recently made some controversial comments about the LGBTQ+ community, prompting Activision to remove his bundle from the game. And you know what? Let's go ahead and jump over here. We're doing it live, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so Call of Duty removes Nick Merckx bundle following the streamer's controversial tweets. All right, here we go. Right here, it looks like. Nicholas Nick Merckx Kolchev is a Twitch streamer and co-owner of FaZe Clan, popular esports organization. On June 7th, the streamer reacted to a video showing anti-LGBT protesters attacking a pro-LGBT demonstrators outside of a school board meeting that was voting on recognizing June as Pride Month, stating that pro-LGBT partisans should, quote, leave little children alone. This comment created controversy online, with some Twitter users supporting Nick Merckx views, while others accused the streamer of supporting anti-LGBT violence. This was a thing that he was watching this stuff happen, and Nick just said, leave the little kids alone. And Dr. Disrespect supported him completely. And here's the video of Dr. Disrespect in solidarity with Nick Merckx operator bundle being removed from the game. Here's what he did and had to say about it.
What we got to do is uninstall the game. Number one. I mean, don't get a mistake, this year's Call of Duty is the worst in its franchise. But that decision by COD's PR marketing team, I'll tell you right now, man. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to digest for the two-time. I feel like, A, they either need to apologize publicly to him or reinstate his bundle in order for me to consider playing Call of Duty again. That's where I'm at.
And that's it. It wasn't... he chose a side on this, and he chose the correct side, the leave kids alone side. So, going forward to current day, we've got this guy, Cody Connors. He posted on June 21st of this year. He got banned because got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read it in plain text. Case closed, gang. Well, there's a problem with that. Do you see any evidence? I don't. And Madam Savvy, down here, asks, is there any way this can be verified? It's been years since it happened, and it is a little concerning Twitch wouldn't make a statement like this because it was in the case. Wouldn't you want to protect other people and let them know? Or is it because of the contracts around the privacy? Were the DMs ever given to law enforcement? Was a report ever filed? There's a pattern of behavior that doesn't make it surprising he was sexting. Bringing a minor into it makes it hella concerning. And what she's referring to there was there was a cheating scandal with Dr. Disrespect and his wife a while back, but they seem to have reconciled everything, and they seem to be doing okay now. But this guy who made this claim, there's something interesting here that the Act Man actually brought up. So the guy who is currently accusing Dr. Disrespect of sexting a minor was telling his followers a year ago he knew why Doc was banned in order to promote his band and sell concert tickets. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. Well, I dug up those tweets too here. Cody Connors from, let's see, October 31st, 2023. If you like my very niche insights on esports and content creation, then you would love hearing me play guitar loud as fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna curse here. Tour with Tiny Moving Parts and WGD Band starts tomorrow, and now I want to say I don't want to implicate them in anything here, just to be clear. Maybe I'll get so swept up in the spirit of the music that I'll blurt out why we banned him. Now, there are a couple of reasons here. He might just be saying why we banned him, right? And it's likely because he's not allowed to, under NDA, name Dr. Disrespect. I don't know that for sure. This is, again, this is not a legal analysis whatsoever. This is just me stating kind of what I think. And then we have another tweet from Cody Connors. This was December 1st, 2023. Gamer friends, if you're on the East Coast, you should come to one of these shows. At Slasher is coming to the New York date. That's a 500-person room, and we're like 70% on pre-sale. I always act out around Rod. If that show sells out, I'll 100% explain why we banned him during the set. Now again, I don't know who the him is that they're referring to, but Mr. Cody Connors, who's a former CPM explainer at Twitch, might be referring to a massive streamer that got banned. Just a guess, right? So then we have the quartering. This is the dude that exposed Dr. Disrespect, and this is from the 22nd when this all happened. I'm sure he's just an unbiased child protector and not a weirdo leftist ideologue all along. And he's got these tweets. 5/27/24. If you're a single woman on a first date with a dude and he makes any negative remarks about Taylor Swift, you just gotta dip. That guy is clearly a moron, and you just gotta keep it moving because you deserve better. You're like 2 sentences away from him telling you that he loves the police. Just keep it moving, sis. Yeah, this sounds like a clearly sane and rational person. That being said, we've seen no evidence. We've seen that this guy a year ago tried to, potentially tried to use this whole thing to sell more concert tickets. So this is something he's been on for a while. He clearly does not like Dr. Disrespect. And, it's one of those things that without evidence, I tend to believe people are innocent until proven guilty. And going forward with it, Nick Merckx had a statement after this all got brought up here. And here, let's roll this back and we'll give this a listen.
Yo, checking in. Look, I opened Twitter. Bunch of my mentions are he, they, she, hey, they, fucking, I identify as a helicopter. God damn it. And I seen the couple tweets about the doc. I'm as taken back as a lot of you guys are, okay?
So remember, Doc is somebody who stuck up for Nick whenever he made the "leave the kids alone" tweet. So this is a genuine reaction. And again, Nick Merckx is not someone that I watch, but I am following him now just because of all of this that's kind of going on. And I'm interested in what these guys have to say. I mean, as far as this stuff goes, I agree with both of them when they say leave the kids alone. But let's continue here with what he's got.
Okay, but the fact remains that these are some crazy accusations. Crazy. Big time accusations. And until we know more, until we know them as fact, until they've been proven with evidence, what are we talking about? What's anybody talking about? As far as the leave the little kids alone stuff, this doesn't make it any further from the truth. Leave little children out of your shit. Have a nice day. Yo.
And he's exactly right. Like this doesn't change any of that. This is a matter of just leave kids alone. And that is the overarching thing here, insofar as even if something did happen, and at this point I don't think it did. Now if something did happen, then I by all means will, retract any support. But as far as right now goes, again, I have a theory, and we'll get into that here shortly. We've got just a couple more tabs here. Here we've got Dr. Disrespect's statement that he made on the 22nd, and this was the only thing he said about it on the 22nd. listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I need to say what I can say since this is the fucking internet. And I think what he's saying there is that legally speaking, there's a lot that he cannot say. He's probably not allowed to go into a lot of things. Like, it could be even that the NDA explicitly says you cannot talk anything about why you were terminated. And, you know, you say, okay, well, maybe. But there might be a reason behind it as well. So this next part of his statement, to me, it just seems like this has been run through his lawyer and probably through Twitch's lawyer, and they had to deem all of this okay. I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal, no wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. Elden Ring Monday. And then you have Keemstar, who runs a site called Drama Alert, and listen, I have no hate toward Keemstar, but let's be honest. His entire thing is sniffing up a little bit of drama whenever it comes to creators and YouTubers and stuff, and then trying to blow it up into something as big as he possibly can. But his statement here isn't wrong. I think it's just very short-sighted. Bro, why won't you say I was not talking to a minor trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon, like what was alleged? Well, Keem, he might not be able to comment on that. He might not be able to comment on it because it has to do with Cody's statement of this is why he was fired, right? If we go back here, he got banned because he was caught sexting a minor. He got banned because that may be the reason that he's not allowed to say anything, because this was included in the statement, and he may be under strict obligation to not respond to anything regarding why he was banned, right? Yeah. So if he's not allowed to respond to anything in regards to why he was banned, this would be responding to something in regards to why he was banned. Now, again, I've got the first thing that popped into my head, we'll get to that here shortly. And I think it makes the most sense, given the situation, but it could have been anything else. It didn't have to, it might not have been what I'm thinking, but who knows? So over here, Midnight Society. Now this is the game company that Dr. Disrespect helped found. They've been working together, and they came out with a statement on the 24th, today. So on Friday evening, we became aware of an allegation against one of our co-founders, Guy Beam, aka Dr. Disrespect. We assumed his innocence and began speaking with parties involved. And in order to maintain our principles and standards as a studio and individuals, we need to act. For this reason, we are terminating our relationship with Guy Beam immediately. While these facts are difficult to hear... Facts are difficult to hear? What facts? What, there have been no facts presented. This has been a claim by somebody who explicitly did not give any factual evidence. This is absurd behavior by Midnight Society, and I hope that they suffer because of this choice at this moment. Because I believe in innocent until proven guilty. They clearly do not. While these facts are difficult to hear and even more difficult to accept, it is our duty to act with dignity on behalf of all individuals involved, especially the 55 developers and families we have employed along with our community of players. Now, here's the thing. There is no evidence, so nobody should be hurt by waiting. Shut the fuck up, continue making your game, and just move along until something happens. There's been nothing that's happened yet, right? But That's not how companies operate anymore. It's a guilty until proven innocent now. D-Day Cobra, my boy Jeremy. Can we see some actual proof? Not asking for much here. Yeah, that's it. Just give us something. But no, we've gotten nothing. And they're continuing to just go on with it. And honestly, if there's no proof, I hope that they just have to deal with the consequences. Modern Warzone. People think this is the exact moment Dr. Disrespect was notified that the gaming studio he co-founded, Midnight Society, was terminating their relationship with him after completing their own investigation into the accusations that he sexted with a minor. But they wouldn't be privy to any of the information, potentially. Again, not a lawyer. I just don't know how they would have accessed that over the weekend and actually gotten information that is locked away behind an NDA. Sure, there might be a way, but this is the moment that people think that he seems to get a text message, read the text message, and then his entire stream energy seems to change after this point.
You know how we run things here.
Seems he's reading a text message at this moment. The energy's different.
You know how.
So, yeah, something was different there after he took that moment and seemed to be reading something. Now, if we go up here, here's Dextro again, and this is. We'll just watch a little bit of this, but this was his, last little bit of time on stream. And he's obviously fed up with stuff happening because, he's been in a couple of controversies on the internet, in the past. And, it seems like it happens to a lot of people. But that doesn't mean he did anything wrong in this instance. But let's go ahead and just kind of listen to a little bit of what he had to say here.
When shit like this happens over the weekend, and it just kind of, it's like how many times can I I don't. Like I'm actually tired of being on social media, and I've expressed that over the years, champ. So I just,
and that's completely understandable because social media can be exhausting. And I'm sure you guys know this. If you're on Twix or you're on any of these, you're gonna get hate. It's gonna happen. It doesn't matter how small you are, how big you are. People are gonna find you and they're gonna try to hate on you. And I would say that if he doesn't want to be on social media, get off of it. Just stay off of Twitter. Tweet out whenever you're going live. That's it. Don't look at anything else. I mean, I know it can be addicting to some people. I'm somebody with an addictive personality. But whenever it comes to something like this, like you have to know when to step away at certain points. But he continues and he kind of goes into more of what his thoughts are on this.
I've always kind of hinted like it'd be nice to get off and just completely separate, right? Go live in Costa Rica or something. I don't know. But I'm just feeling burnt out, I think. I came into this.
And that happens with a lot of streamers. Over time, they eventually get burnt out, right? But let's go down here toward the end, and let's see what he's got to say. Oh, damn it, Twitter.
You know, break from kind of from everything. You know, start a podcast. I think what I'm most interested in, and believe it or not, champs, because obviously when you're a top tier gamer like me, when your gaming skill set is just incredible, and you know you look like this, you know, why wouldn't you want to be in front of the camera all the time? But I'm kind of I'm exhausted in being in front of the camera. I'm exhausted being on socials. The industry's changed so much.
He's absolutely right about that. The industry has changed, and he goes into how the energy's different and how there's so much hate out there and people are just going after each other at this point. And I don't think he's wrong there. But basically he says he's considering stepping away and that he's got vacation time planned and he's just going to extend the vacation starting today, and it's kind of indefinite. We don't know. I think he comes back personally. I think he comes back maybe off of social media and, you know, just tries to play and have fun again with his chat, right? So we got this last little his last.
More importantly, think more.
We got his last little bit of time on stream here, and let's just watch this together real fast.
Importantly, we need to. I think when I say step away, I mean I'm gonna have to relay this to the Midnight Society, but maybe I step away from there too. Just completely remove myself from the scene. It's what I need to do. I mean,
Now, once again, this is at the end of the stream. Midnight Society had made, that's the game company, and we had that moment that seemed like that was where he read the text message, and here he's saying maybe it's time to step away completely.
Right? Take all the time you need, says Layer Cake. I appreciate that. Give me back my dog! Don't be a pussy. God damn it. I'm telling you, it's fatigue. It's tired. It's wanting to just kind of move away from the limelight.
And whenever something like this happens, again, he's been embroiled in a couple of different controversies. And it's understandable to decide, okay, I'm just going to move away from this. But again, I don't think he's actually going to leave permanently. I think he should take a month, 2 months, however much time he needs, and then just make a comeback if no evidence drops. And I don't think it's going to, and here in a moment I'll explain why.
Ultimately, that's what it's about. You know what I mean, champs? Damn, now what? I mean, shit, there's 50 million other streamers you can watch right now. It's getting old, yo. What's getting old? Get the break. Respect it, Doc. Okay, I appreciate that. It's getting old. You're not alone. That's not very nice. You don't like me? It's time to drive into the sunset, says Swervin. Oof, man, I like your style. It might be time to drive in the sunset, champs. I appreciate all of you. Appreciate all the commitments, the recommitments. Please, do me a favor. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll see you soon. Yeah.
And I think that he is legitimately fatigued right now, as he said multiple times. But I don't think that means he's just gonna be gone. I tend to think that there are some other things that are possible here. So let's go back to his statement again. I didn't do anything wrong. This has all been probed and settled. Nothing illegal, no wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. So there's a couple of things that, could have potentially happened here. And I think that whenever I first heard the news, I had a thought immediately of what could potentially be one of the situations going on, and somebody brought it up, and I'll pop this up here on screen. Meme TV over in D-Day Cobra's Cobra Cast on the 24th said this, and it was almost exactly what I was thinking whenever the first bit of this news popped up. It says, "Hear me out. Girl flirts with Doc on Twitch. Girl is flirting via Twitch feature. Girl says she's of age. Twitch finds out she's a minor and is liable. Bans Doc. Kills the whisper feature to dodge issues. Doc sues. Twitch settles if Doc promises to stay quiet." Now, there's an accidental not in there, but I understood what it was that he was trying to go for. And that's what I think seems to be a likely scenario, because this was before the cheating scandal that Doc got embroiled in, so who knows what was going on with all of that. I have no idea. I'm not going to speculate on that, but this seems to be a very possible scenario. And if this was the scenario, Twitch would not want any of that information to come out. Because if it did come out, boom, now it's in the courts. Now Twitch tried to cover up crime. And if they tried to cover up, well, this wouldn't have been crime, right? I should say. This would not have been a crime if Doc was not aware. He was deceived in this instance, if that's the case. But if they tried to cover that up, what else did they try to cover up? Now, I'm not alleging that they did. I'm just speculating on a possibility that they could have tried to cover other things up, right? And then we have the issue where this Cody Connors guy, he might know that Doc and Twitch could put things aside to go after him because he's basically gone after both of them by mentioning this. But he might know that if they set things aside together, that would open them up for discovery, which would mean Twitch could be held accountable for many things. And he might know that, and that might be what he's using as his protective shield. Then again, none of this could be true, and Doc is just under NDA. And if he's under NDA, to not be able to not say anything about it, like Keemstar wants him to here, where, bro, why won't you say I was not talking to a minor? If he can't say anything about that, and he does, the stipulations of that settlement could be he immediately owes all the money back to them, which presumably, because of how large he was in 2020, would be millions of dollars, right? Oh, well, why doesn't he just sue Cody Connors? Well, if he sues Cody Connors about it, then it would be a frivolous lawsuit, potentially, that would just cost him tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And Cody Connors is not going to be able to pay the amount for the defamation. He would get $5 a month from Cody Connors for the rest of his life, and Cody Connors would never have paid off the debt. That's a frivolous lawsuit. Sometimes there's no reason to have a lawsuit because you will never recover the damages or the court costs that you accrued in going after somebody. Again, I'm not a lawyer. This is purely my speculation and just what I'm looking at and the thoughts that I've kind of had about it. And, you know, everyone's free to think what they want, but I will say, if evidence shows up and it turns out that Doc is guilty of any of this, I withdraw all support because I've got no time for any of that. And you know, heavy machinery for those people. But the point is, right now, with no evidence, I don't believe anything without evidence anymore. We've seen too many people accused of too many things that turned out to not be true just because they had an opinion that somebody else didn't like. Like when Doc agreed with Nick Merckx and said, leave the kids alone. I'm Hayden75. Thank you for checking out the video. Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think of the video below. And, you know, be honest about it. What do you think about the topic? What are your opinions in all of this? Did I have rational thought with it? Because that's all I'm trying to do, is look at something and say, okay, here's what we're looking at. Innocent until proven guilty. That's where I stand on it. I thank you guys for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.